Hello, dear empath or highly sensitive person. Welcome to watching my new coaching video in which I'm giving you some kindness and empathy as always in my videos, guidance with love and support. And as always, I always do my work with my full heart and soul, so I hope that you can also feel that as I'm here speaking to you. So this coaching video is about how to deal with your narcissistic parent. So whether they were your mother or your father, and whether you are a man or a woman, it does not matter. I welcome all kinds of genders as my clients, as long as you are a highly sensitive person or an empath, you identify as either one of them, and you have been abused by a narcissist. You are definitely at the right place if your parent is a narcissist or was a narcissist. So if you don't know already, I have been sharing a lot about my life story lately in my videos, and I have talked about the spiritual warfare and about my own path. And my mother is a narcissist, and this began with my grandfather, who was, because he's not with us anymore, who was very toxic to my mother when she was a child, when she was growing up. And so this has come to me to figure everything out, because I'm the one in our family who had to basically step up in her life and to really figure what this all is about. And so I'm here making my YouTube videos as well, and helping you if you are struggling with these kinds of problems as well. So if you are in that situation that you just are feeling very sad, maybe you have been crying over your parents, maybe you still have that longing in your heart that you wish that you would have had a normal parent as your mother or as your father, or both. My heart goes out to you naturally, as always, and I can tell you that you just really need to give yourself a lot of time, okay? Because for me personally, I can say that it took a lot of time for me to get over my mother, and I have been sharing my thoughts here on my YouTube channel as well, on my videos. That as a sensitive being, it was so difficult, because I feel that I just loved her so much that it has taken me lots of work and effort, lots and lots of time, tears, you know, feeling like I was longing for her. I've been longing for a mother, and all of that, which is natural, and especially as a sensitive being, it is very natural, because we have deep feelings anyway. So of course we have loved our parents and looked up to them, even though they have been toxic. And it is not right, but I'm just saying here to you honestly that you can be dealing with it. And so I wanted to record this video today. I want you to understand that it is not your fault. It was never your fault what happened. You could not have chosen otherwise. You know, you were born into this world as a baby. You were an innocent being, and you still are that innocent being. These things that have happened to you from outside sources, they really have nothing to do with you and your soul and your higher self. And this is a big part of your spiritual journey, that you have to be healing. You learn how to take care of yourself. You learn how to love yourself. You learn how to value yourself. And that is where my work comes into this picture. If you're interested in my services, that I can help you move forward and heal your life. I was struggling, always. I was struggling for so many years. I used to be depressed and been very lonely and didn't know how to take care of myself and everything. So I have learned everything the hard way, that I'm teaching and sharing with you. If you've been reading my blog or listening to my podcast, and watching my videos, you really can notice the pain, my painful journey of what I have gone through to be here talking to you now. So I want to give you some advice here. So first, just that you have acknowledged that these things happened. It happened to you, but it was not your choice. As a human, as a baby, as a child, it was not your choice. On a spiritual level, we can say that it is a big part of your soul blueprint, that your soul made that contract. And if you are an earth angel like me, or a starseed, I am both of them. So if you resonate to be either one, then also that can explain a lot, because us earth angels, we are usually born to toxic families, and so we become basically the healers of our own parents as children. And this, of course, is a very, very, very difficult situation to deal with. And I was always treated like basically an adult as a child, and I'm sure that you can relate to this, that you have not been treated like you were supposed to be treated, because you were a child and a sensitive child. And it doesn't matter if you were a boy or a girl, but you deserved to be safe and loved and supported growing up. And you deserved to have good parents, of course, who would have loved you genuinely and authentically. And I can just tell you now that it's good if you can keep your distance as much as possible. Maybe you have been doing that. And really just work on your healing, because that is what you have to do. You have to start to learn to love yourself, to honor yourself, to value yourself, to heal these wounds from the past, your childhood trauma. Because if you don't heal them, they will keep on following you, these kinds of situations with these toxic people, narcissistic people. They will keep on following you wherever you go. And that is not nice at all. It is not easy at all to deal with a life like that. No. So I really want you to understand right now that you deserve better, that you really deserve a safe, happy life. And you are the one who has to begin doing your healing work. And to know who you are, to get to know who you are, know your own identity, know where you stand in your life, know your own personal truth. You can say, this is who I am. I am me. I'm supposed to be me. I am at the right place in my life. I am healing. I am growing. I am learning every single day and every single second. And I am just thriving and loving and honoring myself, my needs, my feelings, my emotions, everything that I am loving it all. And when you can do that, when you are at that point, then you can really feel that freedom, that you don't care about your parent anymore. At least not on that same level how you used to be when you were basically their parent, when you were basically their therapist, their caretaker, their narcissistic supply. Because nobody deserves that treatment. We are human beings, we are spirits in human bodies, we are here with our soul missions to thrive, and especially as empaths, HSPs, or earth angels, starseeds, we are healers. As light workers, we are healers. And once again, I want to remind you about this fact that how can you help others heal if you have not healed yourself? So we have to do that healing work first within ourselves. But it is so important to know really who you are and where you stand. What is your truth about yourself and about your life? And these things are just, so important. And I have just learned them during many, many, many years. So even if somebody does not understand your journey, if you try to talk to somebody who is an outsider and who has never experienced these kinds of things, it's impossible for them to understand. And also I want to remind you that it's not your fault if this happens. You just have to be more sure about who you trust, who you talk to. Because, not everyone understands these things, because people just don't know, because people have not experienced these things. And they are coming from their own assumptions. But it does not make you crazy or anything else. You are just perfect, just the way you are. So please remember that. And you need to be protecting yourself energetically, physically. And of course, it is important to have support. So if you are interested in having a mentor who you can really trust, don't hesitate to get in touch with me, because I'm really here to help you with all of my heart and soul and all of my knowledge. And all of my services are created so that you could just start recovering from your depression or loneliness or, whatever you're going through right now that is too negative for you to bear. I have created all of my services so that you can step by step start to heal and thrive. And that is what I'm here for, you know, with my coaching sessions as well, and healing sessions and readings. But yeah, so it is important to have somebody to be there for you, so that you're not completely alone dealing with this situation. And remember to give yourself a lot of time. Like I said, give yourself time, be merciful on yourself, be compassionate on yourself. Cry as much as you need to. You need to be letting these feelings out, and therefore you can heal. If there are some traumatic incidents in our lives, you know, these kinds of things, childhood trauma, we need to be acknowledging them first, and then we can really just begin to release, really release and heal them. But only after we have understood that, okay, this happened, and it was like this and like this and like this, and it was not my fault. And I can release this, and I deserve to release this. I deserve the best in life. So therefore, why would I be carrying this toxic wound within me anymore? Because I deserve so much more. I deserve a happy, long life, being healthy and safe with my loved ones, with people who actually care about me, with people who actually love me. So I'm just going to be acknowledging this, that okay, this happened and it was like this and it was not my fault. I love myself. I value myself. I learned to love myself. I learned to value myself. And I am releasing and releasing and releasing every single day. I'm doing this healing work. And maybe one day I can forgive. And I'm just going to be proud of myself, you know, as I'm going through my healing path. And that is enough, because I am enough. So I want you to talk to yourself like this, out loud or in your mind. And once you really get to that healing point, you will be talking to yourself like this. Your subconscious mind will be programmed that way, that you will really be naturally, automatically talking to yourself in a much more positive way than you might now. Because if you are still carrying all of that guilt and shame from the past, because you have had that childhood trauma within you. I just personally think that the most important thing and the first step to healing is really to understand that it was not your fault. Because it can be so hurtful. As a sensitive child, especially, I was a sensitive girl, so it can be so difficult when you are just blaming yourself and you don't understand anything that is happening around you, and you are questioning everything. And if you are bullied on top of that, and you know, other types of toxic people appear across your path. This happened to me, so it was not easy. So I really had to start digging my way out of all of that. And yes, it has taken a lot of time. Many years, a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of learning and realizing and growing. So give yourself time and give yourself all of that compassion that you never got from your parent. Of course, healing the inner child is also a big process of this that you need to be doing. You need to be able to really heal as much as possible. And remember that healing is not perfect. You don't have to be doing everything in a perfect way. Maybe your parent was really demanding when it came to you, you know. A narcissistic parent can be so demanding, you know, just taking and taking and taking your energy and everything away from you, basically, and giving you nothing, basically, in return. Maybe materialistic things. This happened to me. But, you know, everyone's case is unique, so you need to acknowledge what happened to you. And we can talk about it if you're interested in sharing with me and booking my free call, for example. And we could chat and I could just really help you to really take your next step, whether it is working with me or not. But these things are just so important to really know and understand when it comes to setting yourself free, because that is what you're doing. You're setting yourself free out of that cage, out of that prison that was basically built for you when you were a child. So you are an adult now, and you are responsible for your own self, your health, your life, and you are the master of your own life, and you need to be claiming your power. And also you want to be really in touch with yourself, to get to know yourself, to know who I am and what I am here for on this planet Earth. What is my life mission? What is my soul blueprint? What is my soul's purpose? And these things come to you as you are walking your way through that jungle. You are healing and starting to thrive. So I can promise you these things, that your life is not over. You are just at the beginning now that you're watching this video. So you want to be doing soul, mind, body healing. You want to be cutting soul ties with this toxic demonic energy, and remembering that the person, the narcissistic parent, they are really not your own flesh and blood parent when they were abusing you, or if they still try to abuse you in some way. They are possessed by a demonic entity. And I have talked about this just a while ago in one of my videos, spiritual warfare. And I was also talking about the narcissistic stare. So I have been sharing more about these things lately. So go ahead and watch those videos as well if you're interested right now. Maybe they will really help you. Sorry about my laptop here. And you need to be really working on healing all of that past energy. Not only your childhood, embracing your inner child, telling your inner child every single day that you love them, you honor them, you are basically their parent now. So not only these things, but also looking into the ancestral and soul tie cutting progress. So maybe you want to find some Reiki healing videos, for example, for ancestral healing, and you want to be praying more, meditating more, talking to God more, talking to your angels, guardian angels, Archangel Michael. So as you do the soul tie cutting, it is important that you acknowledge what happened, that there is a soul tie. If these things are just still bothering you and you feel like you're going through the spiritual warfare, the soul tie cutting is is very important, I think. That you want to be letting go, you want to be cutting off these ties. Because it can be that you were also chosen, like I was, to be cutting off these things. And especially if you have children, you don't want to be having that kinds of energy in your life for yourself and for your children. So I'm your soul sister if this resonates. But prayers help, and affirmations, for example, all types of energy healing, and as much as you can stay away from your narcissistic parent. Very important, very important. And you will really start to notice the difference in your life and in your own energy and health as you really do this work, you know. Maybe you want to do some cord cutting with Archangel Michael. And as always, as empaths and HSPs, we need energy healing and the cord cutting and, you know, energy releasing. Every single day we need to be releasing other people's energy and calling back our own power. And I have talked about this in my work, if you've been following me. It is so important. It is an important part of our self-care routines every single day. So let alone if you had a narcissistic parent like I did, that I was given no choice. I was not taught how to take care of myself. I had to learn everything by myself. And it was so painful, and it took so much work. And I was like, what is going on? But luckily now I know a lot better, as I'm here talking to you as well about these things. So really there is always a chance to work through things. There is. But first you just need to be taking these steps. So no matter what they did to you, they did horrible things to you, maybe even physically abused you. I was physically, emotionally, mentally abused. So maybe that happened to you too. And it can be so sad to acknowledge that. But it is the first step to healing, that you can just maybe say to yourself out loud that, okay, my mother abused me, my mother attacked me, my father abused me, my father attacked me. You know, it is so healing and purifying when you can really just acknowledge that, okay, these things just happened to me and I had no choice. I couldn't do anything else, and nobody was there for me, and I had to struggle alone, and you know, I had no clue what was going on. But now you are an adult, and now you can know better. Now it is time for you to be acknowledging these things. And maybe, you know, maybe you can forgive them. Maybe. But don't push yourself, okay? Don't push yourself into anything that you don't want to do. The healing process is really about just being compassionate towards yourself. Because they were not compassionate towards you. They have been cruel to you. This person has been so cruel to you. Because they have not been themselves. They have been soulless. Their soul has been damaged. Their soul has been likely out of their body because they have had this demonic entity within them, and they still have that demonic entity within them because they don't do the healing work. But you can do that for yourself, and you are doing it for yourself. You wouldn't be watching this video if you were not interested in this topic. So you are doing the work, I can tell you. And you should be proud of yourself. You're doing what you have to, like I did. So remember that your worth is, and you are valuable, and you are enough. And you are so loved by the universe and all the invisible beings that are always around you, and by God and Jesus Christ, your guardian angels, archangels. We're so loved and we're never alone. But we just have to tune in and to ask for their help. You know, the universe cannot help us if we are not open to it. But I just want you to remember, because there was nobody to tell me these things. So I'm sharing everything in my walk, honestly, you know, what I wanted to hear when I was struggling alone and feeling desperate, feeling hopeless, feeling like I just wanted to give up and kill myself. I was depressed for over 10 years of my life, and I had nobody to turn to. So I'm giving everything to you with love, as I always do. So feel free to check out that spiritual warfare video. That will also give you more clarification on this topic. Feel free to reach out anytime. You can DM me on Instagram if you want to get in touch with me, or just book my free 30-minute call and we can chat. And you can tell me about your situation, and I can tell you honestly what I think about it, and you know what I really advise you to do next. I'm here to help you so that you can really thrive, heal and thrive and move on, and never basically look back again, because you will be so happy and feeling so loved. Thank you for watching this. Subscribe to my channel if you are new here. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Give me your comments, questions, thoughts below. I keep on checking the comments every now and again. So thank you. So much love and light. Namaste.